It's been a month since I've had my own homestead. I managed to raise chickens from eggs, and I also plant vegetables for the first time. It was a rewarding process to watch them grow. Additionally, I cleaned up the dry grass which taking up half of the space. While doing so, I found some strawberries which I rescued, and I even had time to transform the yard. The first thing I decided to do was to raise chickens. I began by selecting healthy eggs and carefully placing them in the incubator. Over the next few weeks, I watched the eggs closely, monitoring the temperature and humidity levels to ensure they were optimal for hatching. The sound of the first chick peeping from inside the egg was a moment I will never forget. It wasn't long before the other eggs began to hatch as well, and I watched in amazement as these tiny creatures came to life before my eyes. Unfortunately, it's been raining non-stop all week, so I haven't been able to take these babies outside yet. But as soon as the weather clears up, I can't wait to let them loose on the grass. It will be so much fun to watch them explore and play in the great outdoors. Their favorite treat is a boiled egg. It's interesting to see how the quickest and strongest ones always run up first, leaving the weaker ones to wait their turn. But I keep a close eye on them to make sure everyone gets some, and it's hilarious to watch them try to steal food from each other's beaks. It's amazing how quickly these little lumps turned into noisy and funny robbers in just 7 days. Cleaning up my yard was a top priority for me. Not just for myself, but also for my daughter. I wanted us to have a nice and safe space to hang out in. I put a lot of effort into making sure the place was clean and tidy, and I think I did a pretty good job. In fact, I made a whole separate video about the 7 days I spent dealing with that mess, if you are interested in checking it out. Planting my own vegetables was something I had always wanted to do, but I had never really had the chance to try it out. So when I finally decided to take the plunge and give it a go, I was both excited and nervous. Planting vegetables for the first time was definitely more challenging than I anticipated. At first, I thought it would be as simple as putting some seeds into the soil and letting nature do its thing. How wrong I had been. I quickly realized I had no clue how to prepare the soil, which vegetables would thrive in my climate, how much water they needed, or how to deal with pests. It was overwhelming, to say the least. Despite the initial challenges, I decided to take the opportunity to learn more about gardening and to take a hands-on approach to growing my own food. I researched online, consulted with other homesteaders, and with my mom. Through this experience, I also gained a deeper appreciation for the hard work and dedication that goes into farming and food production. I'm so grateful for the help I received, as I never would have been able to do it on my own. With the guidance of my mom, I was able to successfully plant a variety of vegetables, including parsley, radishes, peas, onions, and garlic. However, before I could even think about planting anything else, I knew I had to work on preparing the soil. When I first moved into this homestead, I was seriously scared by the huge dry grass taking up half of the space in my vegetable garden. But after spending 5 days working on it, I finally managed to completely clear the area and couldn't believe how much free space was hiding underneath. And there is a video about it on my channel as well. While cleaning up the dry grass in my garden, I was excited to discover a cluster of healthy-looking strawberry bushes hidden among the other grass. I could tell that they had been struggling to grow in their current location, but I knew that with a little bit of care they could thrive and produce an abundance of sweet and juicy berries. I carefully dug up each of the strawberry bushes, being sure to keep the roots intact. After placing each plant in its new hole, I backfilled the place with soil and gently pressed it down to remove any air pockets. I then watered the plants thoroughly, being sure to soak the soil around each plant to help it settle into its new location. After a little while, I decided to cover the strawberries with some white agrofiber to help protect them from the unpredictable weather. I had read online that using agrofiber could help prevent damage from heavy rain or hail, as well as provide some shade on hot, sunny days. While walking in my garden, I saw my neighbor motoblocking the soil on his plot, and I asked him to do the same for me. It made preparing the soil for planting much easier. My neighbor advised me to plant potatoes, but I wasn't sure at first. I know that growing potatoes can be a lot of work, and I wasn't sure if it was worth the effort. But then he told me that homegrown potatoes taste way better than store-bought ones, and I was intrigued. So I decided to give it a shot and see how it goes. Although I'd like to avoid chemicals in my garden, I don't have enough information, and I trust other gardeners. They assured me that the product is safe and protects trees from pests, but I still doubt it was the right decision. I actually managed to harvest some lemons from this lemon tree. Can you believe it? The only thing is the trees themselves don't look very healthy, so I definitely need to deal with that problem soon. I have accomplished a lot of work this month, and this is just the beginning. I'm excited about all the wonderful and interesting things that are waiting for me in the future.